everyone, and welcome to another episode of MXTV. I'm Lee Hogan, joined once again by Brendan Bell. Now welcome, Belly.
Thanks, Lee, mate. It's great to be back. Now, how's your week been this week?
It's been a busy week. We've got final preparations for our Honda Junior team getting ready for the Nationals, but we've got a big show ahead, so let's get into it. In this week's show, we go to the all-new Kawasaki KX250F launch, and then I'll get to put it through its paces in this week's bike review. The Suzuki race team give us a tech tip for your bike. Belly sits down with Marvin Musquin, and we catch up on the latest Fox riding gear that's hit the market.
Wow, that's plenty on today's show, Lee. I cannot wait.
Yeah, there's so much in store. Let's take a look. Now, first off, we head to the Kawasaki KX250F launch. Let's check it out.
Hi there, my name's Milo Dokmatovic from Kawasaki Motors Australia, and today we're at Ride Park in Victoria and we're hosting the official media launch for the all-new 2017 Kawasaki KX250F. Let's get out there. Now obviously the KX250F being one of our flagship motocross models, and the 2017 model being all new essentially from the ground up, we're giving the media outlets an opportunity to test the bike, which is lighter, faster, slimmer and better handling, so that they can tell all of you guys how good it is.
So this is the brand new 2017 Kawasaki KX250F. From front to back, the biggest thing about the bike is the change that they've made in the frame and ergonomics of it all. Gone down the line of the 450 and creating a slimmer frame, which is more narrow. We've lost about 6 centimeters at the top of the frame here. This brings the whole thing slimmer. They've redesigned the shape and direction of the radiators to bring them forward a little bit, to actually, again, create this slim effect at the top of the frame here. Shrouds, much like the 450, have come slim as well, so you can really get your boot and your feet really close to the tank when you're riding in. The new design tank is a little bit higher, although it does still contain more fuel capacity than last year, which also brings a really nice flat seat involved, so you can really still get nice and high. We've got the same suspension setup as last year, but with Generation 2. So we've still got the SFF front fork, spring on one side, hydraulics on the other. On the front fork, they have opted for a heavier spring this year with a change in the hydraulic ratio. And again, on the rear, same design as last year, however, with a lighter spring on the rear and a change in the hydraulic ratios. The biggest reason for that is because with the change in the frame and the swing arm and the actual linkage this year, they actually want to try and bring a bit more front-end feeling into the bike, which I believe they've achieved fantastically through the new model. Engine, they've gone down the direction of the 450 with a cylinder tilted back a little bit to decrease friction and increase inertia. Revs out a lot quicker. We've also gone down with the 450 design with the boxed shaped piston, better intake through the airbox, into the throttle body and into the top of the cylinder head. 1.6 kilo lighter, 104.5 kilo curb mass. Fueled up, liquid, oil, coolant, ready to go on the track.
With the changes made for this model, obviously being lighter, faster, those sorts of things, even slimmer, a bit easier to ride. It's going to make it a bit easier for the average rider, which is really good. There's going to be less modifications required for the bike. Most guys might set it up for themselves, but not having to make any significant engine changes or suspension changes is pretty important. Keeps the costs down for the average rider as well. The race guys, the guys at the top end, of course they're going to get their bikes race ready and they're going to spend a bit of time and effort in setting that up. But this is going to be a really good bike for the average rider to just get out there and take the bike out of the crate, bit of basic setup and then away they go.
The 2017 KX250F is definitely the most amazing stock standard bike I've ever ridden in my life. The changes between the 17 and the 16 are just dramatic. Like the 17 is so much lighter, it's faster, you can move around on the bike so much easier, and it's just got such better power delivery. Bottom end and then top end, when you get to the end of the whoops, you can notice there's just longer distance between each gear change, and yeah, the whole bike is just heaps better.
Hi guys, I'm Jason here from the Wilson's Cool Air Motul Factory Suzuki team. I'm crew chief and today we're going to run through some pre-race checks. Basically, with a pre-race check on the motorcycle, you'll require an 8mm T-bar, spoke spanner, tyre gauge and obviously a fork pump. Basically with your pre-race check, running through, checking all your side covers and seat bolts, radiator shrouds. Once you've checked all your nuts and bolts on your shrouds and your plastics, it's best to move on to your wheels then, with your tyre gauge and your spoke spanner, checking your spokes and your tyre pressure. Basically first when you get down to your rear wheels, Just checking the spokes with your fingers first, running around, make sure everything's good. You can fit your spoke spanner up and individually go through your spokes. Then once you've done your spokes, you can move on to your tyre pressures. Basically just removing the valve, fitting up your tyre gauge and checking your pressures. With some of your final parts of your pre-race check, your air pressure is very important in these front forks. Basically moving over to the forks, you're moving your inside air cap pressure and your outside air pressure. You also on these have a triple chamber. Down the bottom you have a balanced chamber. Checking these, in the outer chamber is 175 psi, in the balanced chamber is 175 psi, and then you have an outer chamber with 0 psi. This is all depending on conditions and track conditions also. One quick little thing before you head out on the racetrack, check your chain tension. Basically the easiest way to check your chain tension is 3 fingers, it's roughly 50 mil. Once you've got that right tension with the swing arm angle, everything's good to go. Okay guys, that's a little pre-race check before you get out and go racing on the weekend. Enjoy your ride.
To stay in touch with the MXTV crew, make sure to like him on Facey and the Gram.
Welcome back to MXTV, thanks to Swan Insurance. Well, Marvin Musquin won the World Motocross Championships, then swiftly moved to America and wrapped up the Lights AMA Supercross Championship. He's well on his way now to getting his 450 AMA title under his belt. Now, Belly got to catch up with him during the trip.
Okay, with us now is somebody that everybody knows out there, and he's been on MXTV before. It's Marvin Musquin. Marvin, welcome back to MXTV, buddy.
Thank you, good to have you here.
Mate, now first up, I'd like to ask you, I've seen a few videos and I've seen you out racing before. You seem to be quite tough on yourself out on the field. You are really hard on when you make a mistake, you're really hard on when something goes wrong. Is that something you need to work on, or you don't mind that?
No, it is something that I need to work on. When I do a mistake, yeah, I do get frustrated sometimes and hard on myself. It's not easy every day. And you feel tired, but I still do good. But mentally, I'm still a little bit mad sometimes. But yeah, I need to work on that and try to be more consistent.
What impresses me here is every one of you guys say, what time did he do? What time did he do? So you really are racing each other out there. It's not like you don't back off, or it's not a field day. You were really having going for it.
You know, sometimes I kind of, before, you know, to leave the shop and then go out on the track, sometimes I'm like, okay, do not focus too much on the lap times and from you know, Jason or Ryan, and then do your own thing. But at the end, you always do, and you always want to know, is Jason faster than me? Is Ryan faster than me? And you know, obviously, it makes you more confident and happy if you're the fastest.
How are you going with the 450 and hanging on with the 450? Because it's a big step up. How are you going throughout the year now? You've had almost a year on it.
It was very tough for me at the beginning, riding at the test track, on Supercross track. It was okay, I was struggling a little bit. Suspensions were maybe a little bit stiff for me, and you know, we had no base settings for me at the beginning. So it was more like Ryan settings and a little bit of clickers.
You're a lot lighter than Ryan too.
Yeah, lighter. So we got better and better, and I was able to almost win a main event, so, which is crazy.
Coming into next season, do you feel real confident now that, okay, I've had my learning year, I think I've got this sorted?
Yeah, I think so. Right now I'm at a good spot, I feel like, even though we can always get better and better, and I have more experience for sure and more ideas on what I want with the bike. And we have a good program, training program with Alden and the Red Bull KTM team, so it's been really good.
This is your second year with Alden. How's that going 2 years in? Do you think that you're getting more results?
Yeah, especially the very first year, I really wanted to win one championship or maybe two, Supercross and outdoors.
This place again.
So yeah, definitely I was stronger going to the races mentally and physically with Alden's program. It was helping a lot. We're trying to be consistent and trying to be, you know, ready for each round all season long, and we're almost at the end, and it's been pretty good so far.
Matilda, she does a lot. I know when we were here last how much she does, but how much of a role does she play for you in your racing?
Well, you know, Matilda and me have been together for over 10 years now. I think without her, it would have been a different story, that's for sure. And then especially back when I was racing in Europe, I met a lot of people because of her and her dad. When you look back, it's pretty amazing what we've done. And I'm really happy and the way she's been helping me and really involved with everything. It's been great.
She's always seemed so enthusiastic and so pumped up. Do you hear her when you go past and you hear her just going off?
On the practice track, yes, for sure. Actually, like a couple of days ago, she said, "Oh, my throat is hurting." And I said, "Yeah, you gotta quit screaming every single lap." Yeah, it's funny.
It's twice a lap because when you come through over the table.
Yeah, right next to it, yes.
Yeah, I was like, wow, she's just so pumped all the time. It's great. I love it.
Here on MXTV, we have a money can't buy giveaway. It's a set of Ryan Dungey riding gear, and we mean his very own used riding gear. All you have to do is go to the MXTV Facebook page or Instagram page, like us and add the keyword, and you're in with a chance to win.
Hey guys, my name is Mark Finley. I'm the Global Category Director for the Motocross division at Fox Racing. Just taking all of our customers and our dealers through the new Fox range for this upcoming season. A brand new glove that we brought back into our line, which is going to be called our 360 glove. This uses a single layer Clarino palm, giving you the closest connection to the motorcycle. Another unique feature on the new 360 glove is actually a neoprene thumb guard. And then one final feature that's new for us this year is what we're calling True Feel. We've got silicone gripper on the inside, and what we found is this gives the rider a little more feel for the brake lever and the clutch lever. Here's our brand new 360 pant. He's really been re-engineered from the ground up this season. We've added True Motion 4-way stretch fabric in key stretch zones and key high abrasion areas. And then also thinking of high wear in the knee area. Obviously a 360 pant features a leather knee, large vents here on the side of the knees to bring air into the pant and keep the rider cool. So great little stretch panel in the back here. Again, that's True Motion 4-way stretch fabric. The waistband here has a nice clear silicone gripper. Keeps your pant in the right place on the rider, but it also keeps your jersey tucked in while you're riding. What we're looking at here is our brand new Legion off-road pant. We've partnered with Cordura. Cordura fabrics are known to be some of the most durable fabrics in the industry. 4-way stretch Cordura in the key stretch zones, rigid ripstop Cordura in the key high abrasion areas. This year, we've brought the zippered vents to the front of the pant. We also have a zippered pocket on the right thigh. This is the in the boot design, so this is more like a race pant. The second version of the Legion pant is what we're calling the EX version. That's an over the boot design. So the Legion jacket, similar to the Legion off-road pant, that same Cordura fabric story here. This is a nice high performance jacket with stretch material that is a really nice athletic fit rather than the big boxy jacket. Anywhere where you see silver or gray on this jacket, it is a reflective material. Large zippered vents on the back of the jacket so the rider can control airflow. You can store a GPS or a map right here on your chest, easy access with your gloves on, no issues. Another really cool piece that we've brought into this Legion line this year is our new off-road Instinct boot. And this is our traditional Instinct race boot. But what we've done here for the off-road consumer is we've actually designed a really nice and aggressive outsole design, built to give you that traction off the bike. This plastic toe cover now is giving you coverage over the entire top of your foot here. So the final piece we'll talk about today is going to be our new Legion off-road glove. This really is our cold weather glove. 4-way stretch Cordura on the entire top of the hand. What's different about this and unique to our Legion glove in our range, the backside of that Cordura is lined with a fleece material. And then the palm design on this guy is a double layer Clarino palm. So similar to what you would find on our Pawtector race glove in our line. And then the Legion glove is the only glove in our range that will feature a conductive thread in the fingertip of the glove. And a conductive thread will allow you to use a phone while you have the glove on. Neoprene wrist closure with a nice Velcro closure system. The only choice out there for a cold weather riding glove. That's going to be the Legion off-road glove. That links back to the entire Legion off-road line this year.
Polysport is a Portuguese company that's been manufacturing plastic kits for motocross and enduro bikes for more than 30 years. So if you need to freshen up your existing bike, or you've just bought a new one and you want to keep the OEM plastics like new, why not look at the huge range of Polysport kits, designed for all the popular makes, both Japanese and European. Manufactured to the OEM patterns, and the plastic used is of extremely high quality, with a long-lasting gloss finish and an excellent UV protection. At great value for money, Polysport kits are around $199. For more information or to get your hands on a kit, go to linkint.com.au. The Scorpion MX Extra J from Pirelli is a tyre made specifically for mini bikes. The J is for junior. It's designed for the future champions of Australian motocross, for racing, training or just having fun. The tread pattern has been developed from the Australian Championship winning senior tyre, the Scorpion MX Mid Hard. It features widely spaced blocks to ensure adaptability to soft and slippery surfaces. The latest Scorpion MX Extra J also features a new, harder wearing compound for increased tyre life on harder terrain. We use the Scorpion MX Extra J on Cameron's bike when he's not racing for traction and durability. The Extra J is available in dedicated mini sizes for 50 to 150cc motocross bikes. And the Extra J is available now at your local dealer across Australia. Welcome back to MXTV. Earlier in the show, we got all the technical details of the brand new KX250F. Now let's see what Lee thinks of it as he puts it through its paces.
We're here on a very chilly day at Ride Park in Victoria, but it's okay because we're testing the all-new 2017 model Kawasaki KX250F. This bike is completely redesigned from the ground right the way to the top. Now let's start off with the frame. Completely changed. It's designed to make the bike a lot more maneuverable and handle any situation that you can tackle out there on the track. The plastics also have been completely remolded. A lot of that is to work around the new chassis and subframe as well. The motor is totally different. It is a lot straighter, it sits a lot more upright, but the main thing for the punters out there to know, a lot more power, and it's delivered exceptionally smooth. Now let's just briefly touch on the suspension. We've got a stiffer spring set at the front and a lighter spring on the rear. This is aimed at bringing that front wheel up just that little bit higher and changing your weight bias a little bit. Should work exceptionally well. I can't wait to try it. And also just to finish off with, inbuilt graphic in the radiator shroud means you can't pull those graphics off. They're actually built into the plastic. Quite a cool little feature. And just to finish off with, as we've mentioned, this bike completely changed from top to bottom. I can't wait to get out here and give it a little bit of a try. Let's see how it goes. Any day that you get to test a completely remodeled motorcycle, it's a good day at the office. And sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Now for Kawasaki with the new 2017 model KX250F, they're right on the money, let me tell you. This thing is a weapon, a work of art. The chassis, the motor, all the major changes, tick of the box, exceptionally good. But we'll start off with the motor that had a host of changes. Now, first of all, riding at a track like Ride Park here, it just saps all horsepower out of just about any bike you could possibly want to get out there. And this bike pulled very nicely out there, and I could noticeably feel it's going to be right there in the game when we get to pit this against some of the other manufacturers later on in the year. But a noticeable increase of bottom end torque, a nice little extra add to the punchiness of the mid-range, and the over rev just keeps going that little bit further, which in the last couple of years with the Kawasaki 250 has just lacked a little bit of that over rev. Now for me personally, here's the big one, the chassis. This is so maneuverable, this bike, it is quite amazing, and it feels like you're riding this tiny little bike around that you can just throw all over the place, and yet it still handles very predictably going into corners. The Kawasaki just squatted very, very nicely going into corners. No random kicks to the rear end, but it still tracked really nicely out of the corners when you had those chattery bumps. So a very nicely balanced rear end, and of course, works very well with the forks. And to finish off on, this baby is a whole lot lighter than last year's model, 1.7 kilos lighter than the 2016 model 250F from Kawasaki. Now, that is basically the difference between an air fork and a spring cartridge fork. So a very, very nice shaving off of weight there from Kawasaki for the new model. Well, that'll do us here. I had a pleasure riding this bike and bringing all of the specs and details to you guys. Make sure you go and check them out if you're a Kawasaki fan at your local dealership.
For all your motorcycle insurance needs, visit swanmotorcycle.com.au.
Well, that's about all we've got time for, Belly.
I know, Lee. However, before we go, if you've missed any of today's show or you want to watch the episode again, all you got to do is download the 7 Plus app. Now you might want to get the keyword for the Ryan Dungey giveaway as well.
That's a great idea right there. Well, like we said, that's all we've got time for. For those of you having a bit of a ride this weekend, make sure you stay safe. But most of all, hold it wide open.